Log on now to NASCAR.com and check out the Conseco NASCAR Fantasy Challenge. Pick your own team of drivers and see how you match up against other fantasy teams. Log in today, and you might just win a replica of the number 14 Conseco Winston Cup Pontiac. That replica would be running in 5th place right now. Ron Hornaday having a solid night. There's your leader, Rusty Wallace.
And there's your 2nd place car. Sterling Marlin has caught Rusty Wallace. I don't know if Sterling right now is a little bit faster, or Rusty, in trying to work his way through lap traffic, has slowed Rusty down.
He's been in some very heavy traffic here these last couple of laps around. He's put Buckshot Jones another lap down, Mike Wallace, Jason Leffler, and would you believe Mark Martin is a lap down, 88 laps in Richmond. Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the move.
And Hornaday is about to lose another spot.
So Junior to 5th, Hornaday back to 6th.
And the guy that we haven't talked about that's now in 4th spot is Jimmy Spencer. And he's duplicating his great run in May with another great run here tonight.
Can't forget about Jimmy because Jimmy never forgets. Bill?
Very good, Alan. You know, Spencer's had great runs the last 2 weeks, too. In fact, Liz talked about it on a pre-race show. At Bristol, had a good run going, broke a motor, had a good run going at Darlington, blew up, had a good run here last night and won. Spencer's in a car that has 2 top 10 finishes already this year. I heard something very funny on the radio a few minutes ago. They said, Jimmy, just be patient and you'll get to the front. That's a new strategy for Spencer.
Never work, Bill. That will never work with Jimmy Spencer.
Scoring serial on Jimmy, steadily picked his way to the front. And you saw the lead change while Bill was giving us his report on Spencer. Sterling Marlin has overtaken Rusty Wallace and gone to the point. 3rd different driver to lead. Jeremy Mayfield going a lap down. What was that? Was that some smoke from Brett Bodine's car?
Yes, and we see the 4th car has made some contact with the outside retaining wall.
Caution. Caution's out.
Now watch Michael and all these guys race back to the line.
Sterling didn't give anybody anything. That's how he's supposed to do it, according to you guys, right?
According to me. Yeah, I agree with that. You go for that? I go for that.
Got to pick that thing up, boys. Wheel comes off easier.
He's hit it pretty good, whatever it is that caused it. Let's take a look.
On the very right side of the screen, right front tire goes flat just as he comes off the corner.
You're right, BP. You can see the car drop down on the right front, right at that point.
Leaders are on pit road. Under the caution flag, Matt.
Ron Hornaday complaining about his car was tight and getting tighter. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment in the left rear tire on this 4-tire stop. To Bill.
4 tires for Rusty Wallace, down a pound on all tires except the right front. Joe Nemechek has a problem right next to him. Rusty's getting his tires. He's on his way to Dane.
The leader is in. 4 tires problems now on the left rear. He jumps into reverse so he can get around. And now they got big problems. Back it up and put it in gear, Sterling said. And now they're trying to figure out what is wrong with the car. He may have broken it when it came down, letting the clutch out and going for the gas. But they're still trying to figure it out. He wanted no adjustments. The car was perfect, he said. And unfortunately, now he's going to need a big adjustment.
Man, throw a jacks down under that car.
Well, I was just thinking the same thing, BP.
There you go. Thank you.
Transmission stuck when he put it in reverse.
Well, he's got it reversed and he can't get it out of. It will not. The shifter is jammed and he cannot get it out of reverse, is what I'm assuming has happened. Oh, man.
You know, one thing I noticed on the 14 car, when they pulled them front tires off, there's a lot of brake dust that came out of there, BP. So that could be a little bit of problem why that 14 is so tight.
And it could be what happened to the 4 car. because these brakes on these cars get so hot that they will actually melt the bead where the tire mounts on the rim. That's the closest point to the brake rotor. It will melt that tire, and the tire will go flat.
Ricky Rudd wins the race off pit road, followed by Rusty Wallace. Then Dale Earnhardt Jr. is out third. Jimmy Spencer fourth. Kevin Harvick, then Ward Burton, Ron Hornaday, Jeff Burton, Jeff Green, and Tony Stewart. And all those guys that were leaders saved by the caution flag. They were going to have to make a pit stop under green.
Tony Glover, the guy in the white shirt there, the team manager, cannot believe what happened to him.
Now that's the guy in first in points, second in points, correct? Is
Third.
Sterling second, third point?
Sterling's third.
That have had trouble tonight.
Happy days for Ricky Rudd.
Yeah. Although he may be sweating bullets right now.
Yeah.
He may think he's next.
You weren't superstitious like that, were you?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's the wow about?
A lot of sideways starts there, like they had cold tires or there was dirt on the tires. 12 car got sideways, 2 car got sideways.
All the guys a lap down trying to get one back from the leaders, but it's not going to work because Ricky Rudd is gone. All right, let's get some updates from pit road now that we're back racing. Marty?
Yeah, Dale Earnhardt Jr. on that last run, guys, a little bit tight in the center. They took half a pound out of the right front tire. The car is outstanding, and they have a million reasons to want to win tonight. They look very strong.
Dale Jr. running in third. Started the race in the 8th position. Talked to him at the driver's meeting tonight. Said, how's your car? He said, it's okay. He looks pretty darn good right now, doesn't it?
Rusty Wallace, we can see 2/3 of a second behind the leader. He's getting a strong challenge from Dale Jr. And we see Rusty losing distance to Ricky Rudd.
Looking at our Williams race chase.
And you can see that these guys are just losing ever so slightly to Ricky Rudd. Dale Earnhardt Jr., great corner up in 3 and 4.
Here he comes. While we watch this race for second place, let's hear from Sterling Marlin, who was leading until he came down pit road a minute ago, Dave.
That's right, and he put the car in gear that only had reverse. Is it all transmission related, Sterling?
Yeah, I think it is. I got in a little too hot on pit and got too far forward, and Schrader stopped short, blocked me in, and put it in reverse to back up like we've done 100 times before, and it stripped something. So we hate it. Coors Light car is really fast, and had a good car.
He had a really good car. He's had a good car for the past few weeks, guys. He's moved from 6th to 3rd in points, and in that time, he completed every lap, all 2,046.
Mike Wallace got some problems. He's shaking the car back and forth to see if everything's in one piece there. Or?
Yeah, he may have thought he's got a tire going down, so he's probably turning the wheel back and forth to see if they're all up on air.
Mike back in 35th place, 1 lap down to the race leader. Got overtaken just before that last caution came out.
Battle still rages between Rusty Wallace and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
And like I said earlier, getting in the corner, I think the preferred line is being on the bottom. But getting off the corner, you want to be up high. That's why you see one have a little bit of advantage right now getting in. Then Rusty will pull back up, getting up off the corner.
Tight.
And Junior's making this pass 1 foot at a time. He finally clears Rusty Wallace.
So Dale Jr. to second, Rusty Wallace back to third. They're behind leader Ricky Rudd. What the 5th different driver to spend time out in front of a Chevy Monte Carlo 400. under caution at Richmond. Elliott Sadler's got some problems.
And that's not the reason for the caution flag. His earlier spin is the reason for the caution flag. He's trying to keep up with the field with a flat right rear tire. Here's the earlier one.
Ouch.
And I'm not too sure that the right rear tire wasn't flat that caused that spin.
I don't think so, BP. I watched that right rear tire, and it was up until he hit the wall.
So he got the first one. Now he's trying to keep up with the field and come back around to the caution flag.
And it peels off the wheel.
And when that steel wheel goes down and meets the racetrack, not a lot of traction there.
The bright orange spoiler, that was one of the cars eligible for the $1 million bonus if he could win the race. The fan who was paired with Elliott was Sharon Bauer of Peoria. Sharon, sorry. She's still having a good time.
They're waving goodbye to that $1 million.
Yeah, that's too bad. This team was so determined to try and make a good effort here tonight. They built a brand new car for the race. We're going to test it at a 3/4 mile track in Lakeland, Florida. It was raining there, so instead they diverted to another 3/4 mile track in Memphis, Tennessee. All just to try and get this thing ready to have a shot at that $1 million tonight. None of the leaders have pitted under this caution. A break here. Back for the restart in a minute on TNT.